This is the most accurate guide showing you how to obtain and upgrade every single sword wonder weapon here in Citadelle Des Morts. For every single sword, you are going to need to progress to at least round 10. Towards the end of the round, you will see a zombie with a knight's helmet. This zombie is immune to headshot damage, so you're going to need to kill it with body shots. It will always drop a stamp which you will take to the knight's room here in the dining room, and you can use it on any one of the 4 knights to unlock their swords. You can tell which knight has which sword by the animal that's on its chest. You will get one of those special zombies with the knight's helmet per round until you unlock every single sword. And I mean just unlocking. You don't need to pick up the swords, you don't need to upgrade them, you just need to unlock them. It's important to know which knight has which sword because you're gonna need that respective sword in order to upgrade it. They are not interchangeable. Moving on to upgrading the swords, we're gonna start with the dragon sword. Take the base dragon sword from this knight and then head on up to the juggernaut room and place it in this holder right here with the dragon in front of it. This will light 3 cauldrons on fire in the map. You are going to need to find those cauldrons and then interact with them, which will light you on fire, and then proceed back to this location where you put the dragon sword and then interact with it and transfer that fire. The first location is just outside the castle on the wall right here. The next location is just to the left of the spawn in the deadshot area right here. And the third location is in the spawn itself in this back corner near the rampage inducer. Like I said, interact with these cauldrons and you'll be lit on fire and you will take damage and you need to make it all the way back to the dragon sword. However, if you're running low on health, you can simply kill zombies and it will replenish your health. Once you transfer all 3 cauldrons of fire to the fire sword, the dragon will breathe on it and you have upgraded the dragon sword. For the lightning sword, you need 3 different lightning rods. For the first one, as soon as you pick up the lightning sword, run your way over to the quick revive room, the dungeon room, and I have usually always gotten the zombie to spawn in right here. This special armored zombie will have a lightning rod in its chest. Lots of confusion about this step, but I have tested this out multiple times. This zombie is consistently spawning for me right here in the quick revive room. You do need to pick up the lightning sword in order to get this guy to spawn, and it does seem like he eventually makes his way to you if you don't go directly to the dungeon, so just be patient. The next lightning rod is sitting right next to Deadshot, just right here, and the third lightning rod is just outside of Speed Cola on top of this antenna. You need to shock this electrical box, and you can do that with either dead wire or a shock charge. Just be sure your shock charge actually hits the box, because if you miss it, it won't actually electrocute the box. With all 3 lightning rods, make your way up to the castle wall and interact with this little pot right here. This will begin a storm, in which case you need to hold out your lightning sword and you will be periodically electrocuted. Once you're electrocuted, once you see your sword electrocuted, be sure to go up to the pot and then melee it and transfer the electricity to one of those lightning rods. While you don't need to kill zombies, it's a smart idea to kill at least the purple-eyed zombies and the vermin that spawn in just for this step specifically, just for your safety. If you take too long to transfer the charge, you will take damage and be electrocuted. But don't stress out, this is very easy. Once you've transferred 3 electrical charges to the lightning rods, you should be good to go. Go ahead and interact with the pot, place your sword in, and it will upgrade it, and that is the lightning sword. For the light sword, as soon as you take the light sword, 4 parasites that are glowing are going to spawn in. Lead these parasites to this door just outside of Speed Cola, and then melee them. You will be able to kill one of these parasites with your sword, which will make your sword glow, and then you'll need to melee this door here, which should give you a symbol. Don't worry about these symbols yet. Melee another parasite, get your sword glowing, melee the door with the charge. You'll do this 4 times until all 4 symbols on the door are glowing. If for some reason you forgot a charge, or you took too long so the charge dissipated if you put your sword away, or if one of the parasites died to something other than your sword, don't be afraid. Every single round you progress will spawn in more glowing parasites. Once all 4 symbols are lit up on the door, simply interact with it and you'll be teleported into this chamber. You're good to kill zombies in this chamber, but go ahead and place your sword in this pedestal. On the pedestal itself, you will see 4 glowing symbols, the 4 glowing symbols that you've seen throughout this entire process. Additionally, you'll see those 4 glowing symbols in wisp form around the room. You are simply going to shoot the symbol that is currently glowing on the pedestal. It's the same order every time, so the more you do this, the easier it gets. It starts with the target symbol, and then the asterisk symbol, and then the dead fish symbol, and then the Pokeball symbol. At least that's what I call them. Give it a moment and you can retrieve your upgraded light sword. For the dark sword, simply pick up your dark sword, head on into this room right here, and there are 5 different antiquities that you can find. There are only 5 of them. They all have a wooden base. There is a jawbone, a scorpion fossil, a fish fossil, 2 raven beaks, and a horn. They can be found on most of these tables. There's one table right here, then this bookshelf here, a couple of them can be found on this bookshelf here. They are very obvious. Don't worry too much about memorizing all of the locations. Once you have the antiquity and your sword, make your way back to spawn. Underneath the bar area right here, you can see this panel on the wall. Go and place your antiquity here. Go and place your sword in there as well. symbol, and interacting with this will bring you to a menu where you can spin these symbols on the wall, and have no worries, zombies will not attack you during this. There is a specific combination of symbols here. There's a lot of background to this, but I'm just going to give you a cheat sheet right here. This is what everyone wants. You can find this in the description. Simply rotate these circles around to make sure these symbols are correct, and then you can exit out of this and it should be correct. If you made a mistake, don't worry, you can go back into this and try again. However, you do get a limited amount of time in this menu per round. Once you've successfully input the symbols, a portal will spawn and orbs will start spawning from the wall. These orbs will follow you, and it's your job to train them into the portals. I would highly suggest doing this at the end of a round when you only have one zombie left, but once you get 3 orbs in the portal will turn into a wisp and it will move into a different location, and you'll need to repeat this process 3 times. Lead the orbs into the portal moves, lead 3 more orbs into the portal. Keep in mind, if an orb touches you, it can damage you, and if enough orbs damage you, then this step will fail and you'll need to try again the next round. Once you've successfully led 3 orbs into 3 different portals, the portal will turn into a wisp and it will go all the way back down to the wall where your sword is. Interact with it. It will open up a cool void into the dark ether. It will upgrade your sword and you have the upgraded dark sword. Now, if you want to use these swords for something even better, be sure to check out my full main quest guide on Citadelle Des Morts right here, and as always, stay beautiful.